When this girl, Amanda, was sent to prepare soup, she added fanta to it. But why? Watch out so that you know the reason. Welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Lagos, lived a brilliant girl named Amanda. She was born with a silver spoon. Amanda's life was one of comfort and ease because her parents were incredibly wealthy. They had cars, houses, and lots of properties to their name. Amanda's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, showered her with love and everything money could buy. From a young age, Amanda never had to lift a finger and she never lacked anything. House helps catered for her every need, ranging from cleaning, cooking, and running laundry. Unlike Amanda, her mother, Mrs. Johnson, was once a poor girl. She didn't grow up like Amanda. Mrs. Johnson never had house helps doing things for her, and she wasn't a fan of them either. She only allows house helps because the house is huge. However, Amanda's mom, Mrs. Johnson, never allows the house help to do the cooking for her family. Mrs. Johnson is hardworking at home. Unlike her mother, Amanda can't cook or clean. She spends most of her time at home, reading books and watching TV. Amanda, darling, her mother called out one sunny afternoon. "Could you please set the table for dinner?" Amanda peeped out from behind a mountain of textbooks. "But Mom, I have so much work. Can't Ifeanyi do it?" Ifeanyi was one of the house helps, a kind but overworked young man. Her mother, with a hint of sadness in her voice, said, "Honey, everyone needs to learn how to do basic things around the house. How will you take care of yourself when you grow up? You might not always have someone like Ifeanyi to help." Amanda scoffed. "Mom, please, I don't want to be like someone who only does chores around the house all day. I'm going to be a doctor, a famous one. Imagine Dr. Amanda written on my white coat." Amanda was a star student at school. Her exceptional grades earning her the respect of teachers and classmates alike. Everyone believed she was destined to be the senior prefect, a prestigious student leader role. But behind the facade of academic excellence, Amanda harbored a secret. She was incredibly lazy around the house. Sweeping, cleaning, or even the most basic chores felt like menial tasks to her, and cooking held no interest for her. Later that week, during a Parent-Teachers Association meeting, PTA, a gathering where parents and teachers discussed student progress, Amanda's mom knew she needed to seize this opportunity to address her concern about her daughter. When she saw the principal, Mr. Ikenna, at the hall, she began with a voice filled with concern. "I am worried about Amanda," she said. "She's so focused on her studies that she doesn't know how to do anything for herself. How will she manage a home and a family someday?" Mr. Ikenna, a stern-faced principal, raised an eyebrow. "Mrs. Johnson, I understand your concerns. However, the school's focus is on academics. Perhaps you could..." "But Mr. Ikenna," Amanda's mom interrupted, her voice rising in frustration, "isn't the school supposed to prepare them for life? How can she be a leader if she can't even manage basic tasks?" News of this outburst traveled fast, reaching Amanda's ears through her friends, Scholar and Ashake. "Did your mom really say that in front of everyone?" Scholar gasped, her eyes wide. Amaka rolled her eyes. Oh, please, she's exaggerating. We have house helps for a reason, right? Little did Amanda know her behavior had caught Mr. Ikenna's attention. One day, he called Amanda to his office. Amanda, he began, his voice surprisingly gentle. Your mother expressed some concerns about your well-being. Let's just say your well-roundedness as a student. Amanda shifted uncomfortably. Mr. Ikenna, I can assure you my grades are excellent. Indeed, they are, he agreed. However, being a leader is about more than just book smarts. It's about responsibility, about being able to take care of yourself and those around you. He paused, letting his words sink in. Becoming a senior prefect requires a well-rounded skill set. Amanda, are you sure you are prepared? The gravity of the situation finally hit Amanda. She might lose being a future leader of the school, so she determined to prove herself. She blurted out, I can cook. I will make you a delicious egusi soup all by myself. Then you will see. Mr. Ikenna, excited by her sudden enthusiasm, agreed to the dinner invitation on one condition. The meal had to be cooked solely by Amanda. Now faced with a real challenge, Amanda knew she had to take actions. Amanda's arrival often meant a flurry of demands and a storm of bad moods for Ifeanyi. He peeked into the living room, spotting her, sprawling on the plush couch, flipping through a fashion magazine. Ifeanyi, she called out, her voice dripping with impatience. Where have you been? My room is a mess. Clean it now and don't forget to dust under the bed. And make sure you polish my shoes, the ones with the gold buckles, not the silver ones. Ifeanyi nodded silently, already used to Amanda's bossy orders. He shuffled towards her room, a large airy space with a walk-in closet overflowing with designers' clothes and mountains of dirty laundry lay piled on a shelf. Long and scattered makeup palettes adorned the room. Ifeanyi cleaned diligently, his heart heavy. He wished Amaka understood the effort it took to maintain such a large house, while she spent her days learning and socializing, and him spent his own time scrubbing floors, wiping surfaces, and catering for her every wish. Later that evening, Mrs. Johnson, Amanda's mom, returned home from work. The aroma of Ifeanyi's delicious stew filled the air, a stark contrast to the mess in Amanda's room. Amanda, have you finished your homework? Mrs. Johnson asked, her voice laced with concern. Amanda sprawled on the couch again, a half-filled bowl of chips resting on her laps, lazily pointed towards her desk with a manicured fingernail. Yeah, it's done. It's all done. Mrs. Johnson, noticing the untouched books and scattered papers, knew better. But before she could say anything, Amanda launched into a new topic about the upcoming prefect elections at the school. I have to win, Mom, she declared. I'm the smartest and most capable person in my class. It will look so good on my college applications. Mrs. Johnson listened patiently, then sat down next to Amanda. Amanda, being a leader is about more than just being smart, she said gently. It's about responsibility, respect, and setting a good example. Do you think your classmates would believe in a leader who bosses their house helps around and leaves messes for others to clean? Amanda's face flushed red. She hadn't thought of it that way. Her leadership skills at school felt like a costume she put on, while at home, she was a different person entirely. "I know I messed up, Mama," Amanda mumbled, a flicker of shame in her eyes. Mrs. Johnson placed a hand on her daughter's shoulder. "It's never too late to change, Amanda. Maybe you can start by being a good leader at home. Help Ifeanyi clean your room. Show him some appreciation for his hard work. True leaders earn respect. They don't demand it." Amanda nodded slowly, a way of her mother's words settling in. The most important election wasn't for school prefects, but for a different kind of leadership. One built on responsibility, respect, and willingness to learn from her mistakes. The midday sunshine beat down on the schoolyard as Amanda flopped onto a rickety bench under the shade of a sprawling mango tree. Her two best friends, Scholar and Ashake, flanked her, their faces with concern. "Amanda, are you sure about this prefect thing?" Scholar asked, flipping through her worn-out notebook. "You haven't exactly been campaigning the traditional way." Amanda snorted. "Traditional? Scholar, being prefect is about popularity, not bake sales." She tossed her sleek phone into the bench, the case adorned with glittery monogram. Besides, she added a mischievous glint in her eyes. "I have other plans." Ashake, the overcautious one, raised an eyebrow. "What kind of plans, Amanda?" Amanda leaned in, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Money, lots of money." Scholar and Ashake exchanged startled glances. Scholar, with a voice of reason, blurted out, "Bribery? Amanda, that's not okay. You can't just buy your way into being prefect." Amanda rolled her eyes. "Relax, Scholar. It's not like I'm handing over 100 million bills, but a little incentive never hurt anyone, right?" "Incentive like what?" Ashake pressed, her voice laced with apprehension. "Well," Amanda began, a slight grin spreading across her face, "I can accidentally lose a few 20 naira notes here and there, or maybe forget my lunch money and need a kind classmate to share theirs. You know, the usual student struggle stories." Scholar gasped. "Amanda, that's taking advantage of people. And what about the other candidates? They are working hard to earn votes, not manipulate them with freebies." Amanda scoffed. "Hard work? Please, David is just recycling his brother's old campaign promises, and Aisha's kindness act is about as genuine as plastic flowers. Besides, everyone loves a little extra cash, especially with jollof rice prices skyrocketing." Ashake, usually quiet, spoke up. "Amanda, maybe you should reconsider your strategy. Being a leader isn't about who throws the most money around. It's about inspiring and representing your classmates, someone they can look up to." Amanda's grin faltered for a moment. A flicker of doubt crossed her eyes. Maybe her friends were right. Maybe there was a better way to win, a way that didn't involve manipulation. Just then, a small figure with a worn-out back approached their bench. It was Chioma, a shy girl from their class who often received hands me down from Amanda. Chioma mumbled, clutching a rumpled note. I found this in my bag after class yesterday. I thought it might be important. Amanda unfolded the note, recognition dawning on her face. It was a neatly written campaign flyer for David, the other main candidate, complete with a slogan about promoting fairness and honesty. A wave of shame washed her face. She had been so caught up in winning that she hadn't even noticed how her strategy could be seen by others. Here was someone she had cast aside, someone who still valued honesty and kindness. Looking at her friends, their faces resolute and honest, Amanda knew what she had to do. Taking a deep breath, she addressed Chioma. "Thank you," she said sincerely. "Actually, this is exactly what I was looking for. Maybe we can all discuss campaign strategies together." A shy smile lighted up Chioma's face. In that moment, Amanda understood that true leadership wasn't about money or popularity. It was about earning respect, inspiring others, and leading by example. The path of becoming prefect might not be paved with easy bribes, but it could be built on a foundation of honesty and genuine connection with her peers. Amanda woke up feeling like a giant and stretched herself. The old newspaper she used as a fan floated down. Sunlight peeked through the window, showing dust floating in the air. Dirty dishes piled high in the sink proved she had ignored chores yesterday, but today was special. Today, Amanda was the winner. Everyone at school cheered her name. Amanda, the laziest girl at home, somehow became student body prefect. Principal Ikenna's voice congratulated her, but then another voice reminded her the promise she made earlier to cook a delicious Egusi soup for him in order for him to confirm she is not lazy, as her mother reported. Or else she won't be a prefect, even if she won. Amanda groaned as all that is celebrating disappeared. Principal Ikenna wasn't exactly her friend. He was more like a tricky fox who liked to bend the rules according to him. The perks of being president included everything from getting his slippers to running errands and now cooking. Amanda, who could barely boil water without burning it, had to make Egusi soup. Egusi is a famous Nigerian dish that tastes like nuts and is very hard to cook. The day of the dinner arrived, and Amanda felt a very huge surge of confidence after watching lots of YouTube videos on cooking Egusi soup online. As soon as she heard her principal, Mr. Ikenna, had arrived, she started cooking. She chopped the vegetables, stirred the pot, and followed the instructions meticulously. However, something wasn't right as she tasted the soup. It lacked sweetness, she said to herself. In a moment of panic, grabbing a bottle of Fanta, her favorite fruit drink, she poured it into the boiling pot of Egusi soup, hoping for it to add a flavor of sweetness to the soup. Amanda never bothered to taste the concoction she called soup before serving it to anyone. She thought being smart in school meant being smart in everything. She quickly prepared the garri and dished the soup into a beautiful bowl and went to serve Mr. Ikenna, her principal, who was hungry, waiting for her at the dining table. When Mr. Ikenna looked at the soup, he thought it was some fancy-made Egusi soup from a rich family, but when he tasted it, his face rumbled in disgust. The sweet, syrupy fanta clashed horribly with a savory egusi, creating an unimaginable flavor in his mouth. He kindly called out Amanda, "Please, come. What kind of soup is this?" Amanda confidently replied, "Egusi, sir." He now asked again, "Why does the soup have an orange taste?" Amanda chirped, "Oh, sir, I added fanta to make it sweet and delicious." This caused a burst of laughter in the room. Amanda's mom and the house helps were disappointed and, frankly speaking, a little insulted. Mr. Ikenna left without finishing the soup, and the soup was horrible, and he was angry that Amanda had added fanta to it. He left without finishing his meal, leaving Amanda's mom ashamed and disappointed. She scolded Amanda for her lack of common sense. Amanda was humiliated. Realizing her mistakes, she made a genuine promise to herself to be more obedient at home and to always follow her mother to the kitchen. The following week, when she returned to school, everyone laughed at her, but Amanda took it in good faith. She had learned a valuable lesson and was determined to improve. And so, Amanda's journey from being a lazy girl to a responsible young woman began. She learned that academic brilliance alone is not enough, and one must also possess practical skills and common sense. This African moral tale serves as a reminder that every action has consequences, and it's never too late to learn and change. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and also comment. Tell us the worst food combination you have ever tested.